Audio-Technica has released 3 new open-back reference studio headphones starting at $99, and we're going to check them out today. So we're in a bit of a series talking about the new headphones from Audio-Technica. And as always, if you're new to the channel or if you've been here before and haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing. Really helps me keep making these videos. Welcome to Project Beats. My name is Joven and I have been roaming around Audio-Technica's headquarters in Singapore, looking at headphones, mics, amps, record players, and all their toys. It was a fun day for me for sure. If you'd like to see me do a review of any of their gear, do let me know in the comments below which gear you'd like to see.
Some people live their dreams. Some people don't as well.
Okay, so I got the new reference trio, R30x, R50x, and R70xa. Today will just be unboxing, first impressions, and comparison of all the three, at least those differences that I saw immediately. We're gonna go through a deep dive through each of them in the following videos. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss that. Fair warning, I was talking while listening to the music so I can give you my actual first impressions, but I didn't realize I was eating my words. So, apologies in advance, I will be mumbling. Okay, a bit of a fun one today. We'll be doing an overview, unboxing, first impression, if you will, of the 3 new headphones released by Audio-Technica. So, I got the R50, R70, this one's a bit heavier. R30 seems to be the lightest. I haven't actually read the press kit yet. I wanted this video to be a little bit of a first impression purely. Although I did try the 50 and the 70 at the Can Jam. That wasn't an ideal place to listen to really. There's a lot of things going on. This would be the best room to test all of these 3. In that way, it's my first time to hear this in a controlled environment. So, let's begin. R30X, let's see. Got my top camera here. All right. By the way, before we begin, this will be the one that we will be giving away in partnership with Audio-Technica Singapore. Big thanks to Audio-Technica Singapore for sending me these units to review. Right, let's begin. Try to be very careful not to damage anything unnecessarily. Oh. Okay. So we have some type of velour pad. Is this removable? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it's removable. Nice headband right there. Okay. All right. It's wrapped in this tie. I won't take it out from that, just so you have first dibs on opening that up. That's it. Some paperwork's there. Not much in there. Okay, first listen, let's try it. I won't be comparing it yet to any of my other headphones. I want it to be on my phone because the computer takes a while to change bit depth and we don't want that. So let's try. Right. Then, build quality. You can see full open back, nothing is obstructing the driver right there. The logo is on the inside, which is really cool. You can see that. That's full open back. Headphone adjustment strap. Bit of friction there. I think it will hold since this is very lightweight. If I remember right, this one is really new. They haven't really burned it in yet. So no burning done for this one. It's going to be pure from the factory. Again, make sure you have the correct fit. Otherwise, you will have a very different experience. Let's do into deep to test the low end. Bit of a sharpness on the upper mids. Very easy to drive. You don't need a lot of power for this one. It's sort of a over-ear type of placement. It's not perfectly around your ear. That may be the reason why it has low end, but it's not like as full. That may be part of the reason why, because it doesn't have that seal. So, but as far as over-ear goes, or maybe I just have a big ears. It's a bit of a chirp on the top end, but again, this hasn't been burned in yet. There's a little bit of a sharpness there on the top end, but I feel like if you get this burned in properly, this will open up more. Let's use my brightest track on reference here. Slow Dancing, John Mayer. To be fair, there is low end. It's there. Great, good space. Has good sound stage. Although I have crossfeed on, so yeah, it's clear. Clarity is there, details there. Has a bit of a chirp on some frequency. I can't really tell which part. But if I listen to this track, just in the first part on my DCA, I will get really annoyed on the top end for this track. I'm not getting that on this headphone. It's bright enough, airy. You could bring it down if, yeah, that's it, nice. If I bring it down 2 steps on my Mojo on the top shelf, it smooths this out nicely. Okay, let me see. One last track, Larry Basilio, Running to the Other Side. This track has a nice 3D openness to it, bit of space on the mixing. It's recorded live and really, really nicely mixed. Okay, I guess I need to make this flat. Okay, all flat. Last track, and then we'll go to the next headphone. Okay, oh, great space, man. For this recording especially. Lead is right there in front. Second guitar there on the right side, like really a bit back. Okay, that's impressive, man. Okay, first test, first impressions. I like that actually. To be fair, this is the cheapest one in the bunch. It's 99 USD, I think. In Singapore, it's about 130, 140, roughly there. The only thing I would say, of course, they would have to cut somewhere. The over ear, it doesn't give you as full of a experience when it comes to low end, but it's there. I don't think you would do a lot to correct this for mixing actually. Maybe just a bit of a shelf on the top end there, 20. And the low end, I don't think you even have to do anything if you really like to, maybe 1 dB or something. From 80 Hertz down. But that's a really good package, man. I mean, 130 SGD. That is killer. Let's open another one. Let me just put it back in the box. That's just an overview, so I will do one more official full review in the coming days. Watch out for that. And then we'll drop the giveaway information on that. That is very promising. Let's do, I think this one has been burned in to up to spec, at least up to Audio-Technica standard. So we will see. This one comes with a nice soft pouch, which is tangled. Okay, so over ear, I think it's also over ear, left to right. Tiny bit bigger. HRTF will also be another, factor here. This feels nice. I don't know if you're gonna be a fan of that head foam right there on top, but the logo here, difference here, logo is outside, also a full open back, really open right there. You can see the driver. Seems to be a more plush material on the ear pads, metal headband, and then this. It's light enough that I don't think it will bother me, this headband right there, but it surrounds my ear a bit more. Let me put all of this out. That's a very uneventful unboxing. This is still wrapped, so 2 cables. I have to return this, by the way. R50. I hope they don't mind me doing that. I think this one, no choice. Oh, that's a 2.5 maybe. It looks like a 2.5 connector. Yeah, very small. Or is it a proprietary one? Not sure what this is. Should I open it? Let's see. Oh, there's another cable. Yeah, it's the same as the other one, but the other end is just 3.5. Okay, quick one. Very long cable. So that will be either a friend or an enemy. Depends on how you manage that. So, Larry Basilio. Let's go. This is flat. Immediately more full on the low end. More body there. More punchy mids there. Clarity. May or may not bump the 20 Hertz shelf a bit. Maybe 1 or 2 dB. But just to make sure I'm not mixing over or under in the baseline. 110 is there. Yeah. Separation is there. Okay. Oh. Yeah, definitely more low end. The kick goes in on 115 of this song. A bit more rounded, presented better. Yep. I call it that dolphin flick on the tremolo arm. It's on 135, watch out for that. Where she picks the guitar and then flicks the whammy bar. Check it out, like a dolphin. Blah. I don't know how to explain it. Clear punch on the low end, more presence. It's not that far on the top end compared to the R30. Yes. Try to get into deep. It's a bit more wide and a lot of things happening here. Again, it's a bit of an overview. So I'm gonna brush quickly on all the headphones. Sub bass and 25 seconds on into deep. Yeah. I don't have any complaints. That's really good. I may not even touch it or anything. It's not mine, but I'm gonna have to return this after the review. Really good deep and low end. Punchy, detailed, it's there. Slow dancing, just up to the verse. Very light. You could listen to this all day. Oh, you get two cables. The other one is, I feel, shorter. I like it. Well controlled on the top end. It's not glaring, not shouty. It's very good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Compared to the other one, I may or may not be wrong, but I feel the driver is larger. The pad and the opening here is larger. More plush material. It may or may not have an effect. I think I'm more on the side of it has an effect on your HRTF, so it will affect how the low end is presented, of course. I think the advantage of this, more punchy, more clear low ends. The R30, if that's your budget, different budgets, different price tiers. If that's your budget, I would say you could really do some decent mixes on that headphone. Just make sure you know how to EQ it, which I will try to get to on the full review for that. Watch out for that. Oh, different opening. Let's see. Oh, okay, like that, huh? Wow, how do you open this? Oh, like that. Okay. And then how? Oh. Okay, I got you. And then you pull this thing. Oh. Nice. Cables and headphones. That is it. Headphone bag. Similar to the feel of the R50 earpads. Let's do this. One cable, very long one. Oh, it goes to left and right. Two connectors there. Very lightweight as well. Nice headband there, similar to the R30. Is there any marking on which is right or left? Or would it not go if it's wrong? It just went. Which one is right? Which one's left? I don't know. Should they say that as well? I don't know, man. I think you have to drive this a bit more. Probably needs a bit more power. I'm not exactly sure about the specs. Again, I didn't read anything yet. Yep. Top end is a bit more dipped. It's still clear and bright, but it's a bit more dipped compared to the R50, especially R30. That one, a higher, more pronounced top end. This feels warm, warmer than the R50. I like the R50. That is very light. Oh, okay. Vocals are really clear. Very good. Just feels slightly warmer than the R50. Let's do running to the other side again. Feel the upper mid's a bit dipped compared to the R50. May have to EQ this more to get that. I like the presentation of the R50 a bit more. R50 has a more like really crisp upper mids. I like it. Feel that it needs a bit more power than the R50 and the R30. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say blunted, but some details are more pronounced on the R50 on the low end and the upper mids as well. Somehow, I'm really liking the R50 a bit more. You could say it is a little bit more, I don't know, colored. Okay, I can see how this is better on the R50. I'm gonna have to do a comparison of this on the full review. I'll try to compare this to my other headphones, like this one. It's a bit more balanced on the low end. Okay, I'll give it that. It's a bit more balanced, not too exaggerated on the low end. As far as detail go, low mids, the upper mids, I think I prefer the R50 for some reason, but I have to go like deeper into the review to really determine what's up, what's going on there. But so far, I like all the three. Okay, that was good. So yeah, as far as the differences in my impressions, the R30X, very lightweight. Actually, all of them. I have the R50 in the R70X. I'll be putting this in the box soon. So we'll go to one of you guys. As far as differences, 40mm driver, 45, 45. A bit smaller compared to the other two. The cable here is fixed, but if you really want to, I'm sure you could make it removable. Of course, they had to, cut costs somewhere. Right, so as far as sound quality, this leans a bit bright compared to the other two. Personally, I would bring the top end down. I think that would be above 10K, or I'm okay with the higher mids actually, just the ones above 10K. The headband, I like this better than the other two. It holds up more, meaning when you pull, this will adjust. This part will move. Then when you're wearing it and you pull down, it will adjust. The difference is, the R50 will also do that, but some of you may or may not like that design. But as for the R70X, the headband, this part right here, magnetic. So if you pull, you don't actually adjust the band, you just take out the magnetic parts. I don't know why they went with that, but there you go. That's the R70 right there, R70XA. I'm not sure if they will do an update with that, but yeah, that's what you have. So I like the R30X a bit more. I'm getting a capper strap upgrade for the R70XA. Full disclosure, this one is sent for me to keep. Big thanks to Audio-Technica Singapore, of course. But then again, 100% opinions are my own. They don't get to see the video before you guys do. Yeah, I would still say 100% my thoughts about all the three headphones. Again, back to the R30, smaller driver means smaller pad. And then smaller pad meant like an on-ear experience for me. So HRTF will vary from person to person, but really impressive detail, especially for the price. It has great potential for EQing, especially if you're going to use it for mixing around the studio. We'll take a look at that in the next video, definitely. Now the R50, it comes with two cables, one short cable with 3.5 plug, and then a longer cable with a 1/4-inch threaded adapter. It connects on one side, that is the left side, it connects on the left side only. It has more plush ear pads compared to the other two. I feel like it's more soft. R70XA feels a little bit rough on the ear pad material, but yeah. This one is actually just out of the box experience. This one is my instant favorite, R50X. Just based on that first impression, I would probably go for this. And then the rest of my budget, I'll just get a decent headphone amp. The reason why I would choose this over the other two is because I am very used to hearing detail and clarity up front. And the R50X, I think, has that in spades. EQ correction will be very easy for this. We'll go through that in the dedicated full review. In comparison to the R70XA, this feels slightly warmer and a bit on the edge of colored sound, if you will. A tiny bit more on the hi-fi sound. Again, just my opinion. Although all of them I feel would do well with EQ correction for mixing. If you're not a fan of that headband, you could upgrade that with a capper strap. I just looked at their website. Apparently all the Audio-Technica headband upgrade is out of stock. They probably sold them out. So yeah, this one is the first upgrade that I would recommend you get, even before the ear pads, because the ear pads is okay. Again, out of the box without any correction. If you're not going to use EQ, I would probably go with the R50. I feel like it's the easiest to mix on just right out of the box. Less bright than the R30X. Still airy on the top end. It has some weight and punch to the low end. Actually, maybe a bit more than the R70XA, which I don't know. I feel it's weird. But it has more bass than the R70XA, I feel like. Not a lot, just a tiny bit more. Again, detail very apparent on the R50X compared to the R70. Now, going to the R70XA, again, this one is the one I get to keep. So yeah, just comes with one very long cable, 3.5 with a threaded adapter. If I'm not wrong, this is the only one among the three that is made and assembled in Japan. Probably one of the reasons why it's more expensive than the other two. On-ear feel slightly more comfortable than the R30, just because it's a bit bigger driver, bigger ear pads. But I'm gonna play around with the ear pads with this one. I will keep you guys updated with that. Slightly less on-ear feeling compared to the R30X. Your HRTF may vary, of course. The tuning of this, I can't put my finger around it. It's just a little different, I would say. But vocals is smooth, upper mid-range smooth. It feels more like something you would enjoy listening to music on, and less like a mixing headphone. Again, it's just my first impressions, but that's how I feel about the R70X. They sound great, don't get me wrong. Other people might actually prefer this over the R50X. For me though, purely critical listening and punchy detail, out of the box, R50X is enough, at least for me. I don't want to say the R70 is blunted. I just feel it's slightly more rounded compared to the R50X. And I will say though, that with correction, this can literally do double duty for you. So if you apply correction, you should be able to mix really well with this, and then you can turn off correction. Then you should just be able to enjoy your music with this, right? So 2 headphones in one, basically. Again, not without its flaws. The headband, not a fan of that magnetic connection there, because you pull the magnetics out, you take off the strap, basically is what's happening there. The Velcro on the R30X, this part right here is Velcro on the R30X, and that holds up much better. So yeah, as for my final thoughts for all the three, I'm very impressed with what they accomplished here, especially given the price point. I thought the Trio was very competitive with what's out there. Pricing in Singapore for the R30X, that's 130, 140 SGD. That is about $99 US. The R50X is about 220 SGD, right around there. And the R70XA is over $400. So depending on where you get it from. I have to say I'm excited to do a deeper dive on the R30X and see how well it does with correction, EQ correction. Of course, this series is all about headphones that you can use for the studio. So in the next video, I will share with you how you could unlock the R30X, a $99 headphone to be able to do really competent mixes, and also all the details on the giveaway for the R30X on the next video. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.